They came with trucks. A whole fleet of the man. 6 men in bright yellow vests jumped out like they were ready to execute a military operation. They barked orders, wielded clipboards like badges, and stormed my property as if they had some divine right. One of them pointed at my gate and yelled, "Cut it open!" Before I could even get a word out, a guy with bolt cutters snapped the lock on my ranch gate like it was his personal mission. I stood there frozen, on the porch of the old wooden house I had spent the last year restoring with my own 2 hands. My heart thundered as I stared at the red letters painted across the side of their lead truck, Cedar Hills HOA Enforcement. Enforcement? I wasn't even in an HOA. A short, angry woman in mirrored sunglasses and a walkie-talkie on her belt marched up my gravel path like she owned the place. "You are trespassing on HOA-governed land," she barked. "All construction must stop immediately. You are required to register with the HOA office. As of now, you owe $3,500 in fines and $750 in monthly dues." I blinked. "I bought this land outright. It's private property. I have the deed. This isn't even part of any neighborhood." She smirked. "Not anymore. The board voted to expand. You're part of us now. Should have done your homework. You're telling me I dropped $750,000 on a ranch I don't even control? Oh, you'll still live here," she said sweetly. "Just under our rules." Then came the chainsaw. I turned in horror as 2 of her goons began cutting down the archway I had carved by hand, the one that read Timber Valley Ranch. And at that moment I knew they weren't just visiting. They came to take over. But they had no idea who they were dealing with. See, I wasn't born into wealth. I spent 15 years as a commercial electrician in San Jose, saving every dime I could. My mom cleaned classrooms and my dad drove long haul until the cancer took him. This ranch wasn't just land. It was freedom. No noise, no neighbors, no nonsense. Just soil, sweat, and stars overhead. The listing said abandoned for 30 years. No neighbors for 5 miles. No city restrictions. No HOA. Most folks would have laughed at it, but I saw a blank canvas. I paid $420,000 cash. Poured another $330,000 into it. New septic, solar, greenhouse, a rebuilt barn. The dream was alive. Then came the flyers. Then letters with Cedar Hills HOA in gold emboss. I tossed them. Thought it was spam. Then Dale showed up. Khakis. Sweater vest. Big fake smile. Said he was checking on registration. I laughed in his face. "This ain't part of Cedar Hills," I said. He pulled out a map. Showed a red circle newly drawn around my land. "New expansion zone," he said. "Didn't get the memo?" "No. And I'm not joining your HOA. The deed says nothing about this." He smiled cold. "That's what lawyers are for." I didn't see them for weeks. Thought it was over. It wasn't. Turns out they'd done this before. Bought land. Expanded. Bullied people out. Counted on folks being too scared or broke to fight. They miscalculated. When they stormed in that morning, I called the county assessor's office. Clark, a supervisor, answered. I told him everything. "That expansion isn't approved yet," he said. "If they're taking action, they're jumping the gun." That was my first win. I stepped off the porch, phone in hand. "The county says you have no authority here. Get off my land." The woman didn't flinch. "Expect a visit from legal." She whistled. The men packed up like obedient dogs and rolled out. But the damage was done. My gate was wrecked. My ranch arch splintered. My pride bruised, but not broken. I called Marie, a friend from my San Jose days who practiced property law. Told her everything. She got serious fast. If your deed has no HOA clause, they're bluffing. What they did is illegal. Trespass, maybe destruction of property. I'll help you file an injunction. But it won't be easy. HOAs have lawyers and war chests. Let them come. I'm not backing down. That night, I put up trail cameras, rebuilt a makeshift gate, and stayed up reading zoning codes till dawn. But they didn't wait long. 2 nights later, someone came back. No vests. No trucks. Just quiet crunching boots. Buck, my black lab, growled under the bed. I grabbed my flashlight and hammer. Stepped outside. The new gate was down. Movement by the barn. 2 figures, dark hoodies. One bolted. The other darted around the barn. I chased him. The barn door was open. Inside, no one. Just a leaking canister. The fire crew later confirmed. Illegal pesticide. Banned in most states. Highly flammable. This was planted, the fire chief said. One spark boom. I filed a report. The sheriff sighed. Cedar Hills HOA has been aggressive lately. Expanded twice. Some folks sold out. Some fought. It's messy. They picked the wrong guy this time. I dove into the records. The expansion wasn't legal yet. The public hearing was 2 months away. Until then, they had no authority. I called Maria. We drafted cease and desist letters, started prepping for court. Then they hit harder. A certified letter. $7,800 in fines. For what? Unauthorized structures. Noise from livestock. Signage as in, my hand-carved sign that said, private ranch, no HOA. Next, a local supplier called. My feed and solar parts order? Cancelled. HO rep claimed I was vacating. My animals went hungry. I drove 2 hours to replace supplies. And yeah, I started to break, but I didn't bend. I called Eric, me cousin, ex-Army, now in rural property security. He showed up with cameras, sensors, motion lights. Where do you want eyes? He asked. That night, we camped out by the fire. Didn't know they were planning something bigger. Next morning, convoy. 12 vehicles. A bulldozer. Gregory Holt, HOA legal, stepped out with a megaphone. Emergency compliance. This property is now under Cedar Hills jurisdiction. The bulldozer growled and rolled toward my greenhouse. Hey, back off. I ran barefoot across the yard. Eric grabbed a shovel, smacked the blade of the machine. You touch that, it's criminal, I shouted. Gregory calmly showed a folder. Board voted for emergency expansion. County notified. You mean bullied? Eric climbed the bulldozer. Hit the kill switch. Step 1 more foot. And this is a felony. Gregory backed off, phone in hand. You'll regret this. I didn't. We contacted the press. Ashley, a friend from local news, aired everything. The bulldozer, the sabotage, the poison. People rallied. The story spread. Linda, a neighbor annexed the year before, brought over boxes of her HOA war files. You're not the first, she said. But maybe you can be the last. Then, one night, the cameras caught them. 3 men. One with a gas can. Another with a flare. Eric and I confronted them. One tripped. Fell. We pinned him. His hoodie? Cedar Hills maintenance. He confessed. I was following orders. He was the nephew of a board member. The arrest made headlines. 3 days later, a storm hit. A fire scorched a corner of my ranch. The next morning, a new fine. $12,000. Failure to maintain fire protection landscaping. They were shameless. Maria called. Cedar Hills filed an emergency annexation. Called my land a blight. Eric snapped. We go public. All the way. I live-streamed everything. People showed up. Held signs. Media came back. Then the zoning board came to tour. One member pulled me aside. They're bribing us. Don't say I said that. But be at the hearing. Bring it all. And I did. Gregory Holt even showed up at my porch one last time. Tried to settle. Confidentiality agreement. No annexation if I shut up. I refused. The courtroom was packed. I told my story. Showed the footage. The arrest. The sabotage. Linda's files. You're not voting on paperwork, I said. You're voting on whether private land still means something. The vote? 4-1. Expansion denied. HOA under investigation. Gregory Holt? Disbarred. HOA president? Resigned. Cedar Hills? Collapsed. I kept the ranch. Started a non-profit. Land first. We help landowners fight back. For months later, peace returned. Buck was healthy. The greenhouse thrived. A delivery guy recognized me. You're that guy, he said. My mom beat her HOA using your story. I smiled. Tell her to call me if they ever come back. Because the war isn't over. But we're ready.